City Commission meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mayor Angel.
Here.
Commissioner Crawford.
Here.
Commissioner Householder.
Here.
Commissioner Jennings. Commissioner Shirley.
Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First thing we do is the Citizens Forum. If there's anyone here from the public that wants to comment on anything not on our agenda today, come on up to the podium. Give us your name and address. Nope. And we did have a presentation of the Patriot Award to Chief Hill under Awards and Proclamations, but it's my understanding we are postponing that until the person is available to present the award. So we don't have awards and proclamations. We don't have public hearings and items scheduled for a certain time. And we are on record pace with the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, approve the minutes of July 25th, 2001.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye. You're slowing us down, Kay.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 3-0. No development business. One item under administration.
Item 8.1, first reading ordinance number 10,612, attesting to the possible increase of taxes levied for the budget year 2012 necessary to finance public services for the city of Salina.
Mr. Franz.
I'm feeling lonely today. Each year we have to evaluate whether or not we must publish this ordinance under state statute. Essentially, the statute requires that when a city or a county is planning on increasing their taxes for the following budget year, they then need to publish this ordinance. In the case of counties, it's a resolution. However, an increase in taxes does not always mean an increase in taxes because there's a particular formula that is used to calculate that requirement. In our case this year, the published notice of hearing actually has no increase in taxes according to the mill levy. However, we are shifting taxes from the bond and interest fund to the general fund. And under the formula, bond and interest fund taxes are not considered in this calculation, and as a result, we do have an increase in the dollar amount and mill levy amount of general fund taxes, and so we must publish.
Is there a simplified way to say that?
No, I thought about distributing the worksheet, which is a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and it considers such things as, the level of new improvements to real estate and the change in personal property and other things, all that go into this calculating this factor. But it's a legislative item, so no surprise.
Rod, is the biggest aspect of it that if you publish at a certain tax rate, obviously all the actions related to final evaluations aren't in, and if you're really close to that line, something, and you're locking into a number, something could affect that and in essence change the rate? And
not really. This is really just tied to what the proposal is, and the fact is that there were, back when they adopted this, there were how should I say, interests that said that, if you increase taxes to pay bond and interest for some reason, that shouldn't be subject to calling that a real tax increase in this, and it's tied back to the old tax limit legislation that also provided similar exclusions.
So shifting among how you use it.
Shifting can affect it. Where your growth is can affect it. a variety of things.
The bottom line for folks at home, it doesn't relate to an increase in the mill levy.
It does not necessarily relate to an increase in the mill levy, or for that matter, an
Mayor.
increase in the total dollar amount of taxes levied. But in this year, in our case, we must pass and publish the ordinance. So
Okay. Well, I have only 150 more questions that I don't think will clarify it anymore for me. How about you all? Any
I'm good.
questions?
I'm good.
Thank you.
I can talk to you later if you like.
Okay. As long as you don't pull out that paper. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it to the commission for action.
Greg, do we just need to read this as a regular move to adopt the ordinance motion?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor, I'd move that we do adopt ordinance number 11-10612, an ordinance attesting to the possible increase in taxes levied for budget year 2012 necessary to finance public services for the city of Salina, Kansas.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we pass ordinance 11-10612 on first reading. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 3-0. Any other business?
A quick question, Mayor. As we've had the study sessions and actually talked about the tax rate, last week there was a little bit of discussion of possibly considering the 26 point, I think it's 6771, is that correct, mill levy? We don't know if you want to stay with, for sure, the current levy for next year, or if you want to change it. But one key aspect of that is we publish the notice, the budget notice, which sets a tax rate as well. And if you did want to consider it, we'd have to republish. And if we republish, you can stay right at the same one. It doesn't lock you in. It just opens up that opportunity. So we don't need a vote on it necessarily, because that's not something we typically vote on. But I felt that staff shouldn't just jump out and just do that without making sure you had consensus that said we'd like to retain our flexibility, and then we'll continue to talk about it and decide in the next 2 weeks where we want to be. So are you okay with republishing the budget notice is really the question?
Sure.
Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's
Just-
it.
Anything else?
Other business, I just wanted to point out what a great weekend to be in Salina. There was so much stuff going on. I mean, they had that lead sled thing in the park, that had the Thunder weekend, and we saw Steve Martin last night. It was packed, sold out.
It was fun.
It was a great weekend. Salina should be proud of themselves for all the things that do go on here. It was really just, it was packed with people. I don't think there was a hotel room available in the town. So just thanks to all the people who put those shows on and did those events.
Agreed.
Agree.
Nothing else? I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned 3-0.
That's not a record.